Hey there, travelers! Are you dreaming of visiting Italy, the land of incredible history, breathtaking landscapes, and mouth-watering food? While Italy is a magical destination, there are a few common mistakes that can trip you up during your trip. From cultural missteps to planning pitfalls, avoiding these mistakes can make your journey even more unforgettable. Join us as we uncover the top 10 tourist mistakes to steer clear of when exploring Italy. Trust me, this is a guide you can't afford to miss. Underestimating public transport. Italy's public transport system is efficient and cost-effective, but underestimating its quirks can lead to frustration. Trains are a great way to travel between cities, but regional trains can sometimes run late or have unexpected schedule changes. Understanding the difference between high-speed trains like the Frecciarossa and slower regional ones can save you a lot of time and hassle. Don't forget to validate your ticket at the small machines on the platform before boarding regional trains. Failing to do so could result in a hefty fine, even if you purchased a valid ticket. In cities, buses and trams are convenient, but you'll need to buy tickets in advance at a tabacceria or kiosk. Trying to pay on board is a no-go. Opting for taxis? Be aware that hailing one on the street is uncommon. Italians typically call for a taxi or find one at a designated stand. Apps like My Taxi can make things easier, but always check the fare structure to avoid surprises. Walking is another fantastic way to explore, especially in historic areas like Rome or Florence, but be prepared for cobblestone streets. Comfortable shoes are a must. Using public transport wisely will save you money and make your Italian adventure smoother. Dressing inappropriately for churches. Italy is known for its magnificent churches and religious sites, and many of these are must-visit attractions. However, entering these sacred spaces requires dressing appropriately. Wearing revealing clothing like shorts, sleeveless tops, or short skirts could result in being turned away at the entrance, even if you've been standing in line for hours. Always carry a light scarf or shawl to cover your shoulders when visiting churches or cathedrals. This simple trick ensures you'll be welcomed into iconic sites like St. Peter's Basilica or the Duomo in Florence. Dressing modestly isn't just about access, it's also a sign of respect for local traditions and the spiritual significance of these places. Footwear matters too. While flip-flops might be comfortable, they're often frowned upon, especially in more formal religious settings. Opt for sturdy sandals or comfortable closed-toe shoes. It's not about being overly formal but rather blending in and showing respect. Keep in mind that religious sites often have specific rules about photography, eating, or talking loudly. Following these guidelines not only enriches your experience but also ensures you won't unintentionally offend others. Ignoring restaurant etiquette. Italian cuisine is celebrated worldwide, but dining in Italy isn't just about the food, it's an experience. Ignoring the local dining etiquette can lead to confusion or even unintentional rudeness. Unlike in some countries, water isn't free in Italian restaurants. You'll need to order it, and it often comes in a choice of sparkling or still. Bread may arrive at your table unrequested, but don't assume it's complimentary. It's part of the cover charge, known as coperto, which is common in Italian eateries. While tipping isn't mandatory, rounding up the bill or leaving small changes is appreciated. Over-tipping, like in the US, is unnecessary. Timing matters. Italians dine later than in many other countries, with dinner starting around 8 p.m. Restaurants may close between lunch and dinner service, so plan accordingly. Asking for a cappuccino after a meal is another cultural faux pas. It's considered a breakfast drink. Espresso is the go-to post-meal coffee choice. Taking the time to observe and follow local customs at restaurants not only enhances your meal, but also shows appreciation for Italy's rich culinary traditions. Relying too heavily on credit cards. Credit cards are widely accepted in Italy, but relying on them exclusively can cause issues, especially in smaller towns or markets. Many establishments prefer cash, particularly for smaller transactions. So carrying some euros is essential. ATMs are easy to find, but be cautious of fees and choose machines attached to banks for added security. Always inform your bank of your travel plans to avoid having your card flagged for suspicious activity. Carry a mix of payment methods to avoid getting stuck, especially in places like rural trattorias or family-owned shops where cash reigns supreme. When using credit cards, remember that some places have a minimum spending requirement. Also, tipping in cash is preferred, even if you're paying the bill by card. It's a polite gesture that many locals appreciate. Be mindful of exchange rates and foreign transaction fees. Using a travel-friendly card can save you money while withdrawing cash in bulk minimizes ATM fees. Having cash handy ensures you're ready for everything from gelato stops to taxi rides without unnecessary stress. Overpacking your itinerary. Italy is brimming with incredible sights, from the ruins of Pompeii to the vineyards of Tuscany. It's tempting to pack your itinerary with as much as possible, but this approach often leads to burnout. Overpacking your schedule can also mean missing out on the simple joys of Italian life, like savoring a leisurely espresso or people-watching in a piazza. Focus on quality over quantity. Pick a few destinations and explore them in depth rather than rushing through multiple cities. Each region of Italy has its unique charm, and spending more time in one area allows you to experience it fully. Traveling between cities takes time, especially when considering train schedules, transfers, and check-ins. Trying to see Venice, Florence, and Rome in just a few days is ambitious and exhausting. Instead, plan for 2 to 3 nights in each destination to truly absorb its culture and rhythm. Leave room for spontaneity. Some of the best travel memories come from unplanned moments like stumbling upon a local festival or finding a hidden trattoria. A flexible itinerary gives you the freedom to embrace these unexpected opportunities. Misjudging mealtimes. One of the most delightful aspects of visiting Italy is indulging in its cuisine, but many tourists are caught off guard by the timing of meals. Italian meal schedules differ from what you might be used to, and failing to plan accordingly can leave you searching for food during awkward hours. Lunch typically happens between 1 p.m. and 3 p.m., while dinner starts late, usually around 8 p.m. Restaurants often close in the afternoon, leaving only bars or cafes open for a quick snack. Avoid showing up at a restaurant before it officially opens for dinner service. Italians take pride in their culinary traditions, and chefs aren't likely to rush preparation just because you're hungry. Instead, embrace the Italian custom of aperitivo, a pre-dinner drink paired with light snacks like olives or cheese. It's a great way to fill the gap between lunch and dinner while immersing yourself in local culture. Breakfasts in Italy are typically light, often consisting of a cappuccino and a pastry like a cornetto. Don't expect the full American breakfast spread. If you're looking for something heartier, seek out hotels offering buffet breakfasts or head to tourist areas where larger morning meals are available. Understanding Italy's mealtimes also means making reservations at popular restaurants, especially in cities like Rome, Venice, or Florence. This small effort ensures you won't be turned away from a coveted dining spot. Plus, being prepared allows you to enjoy each meal as an authentic experience, rather than a rushed necessity. Driving in Italian cities without preparation. Driving through the rolling hills of Tuscany sounds like a dream, but attempting to navigate Italy's cities without preparation can quickly turn into a nightmare. Cities like Rome, Florence, and Milan are infamous for their restricted driving zones, known as ZTLs. These areas are off-limits to non-residents during certain hours, and entering one can result in hefty fines. Parking is another challenge. Space is limited, and finding a legal parking spot in city centers can feel impossible. If you plan to rent a car, research parking garages near your accommodations or consider using public transport while in cities. Alternatively, book hotels with dedicated parking facilities to avoid the stress. The driving style in Italy is fast-paced and assertive, which might feel intimidating if you're unfamiliar with it. Understanding road signs and traffic rules like yielding to vehicles on the right at unmarked intersections is crucial. GPS navigation helps, but ensure it's updated to avoid misdirection into restricted zones. Renting a car is best reserved for countryside exploration or reaching remote villages. For city hopping, trains are more reliable, faster, and less stressful. By planning your driving carefully and staying informed about local restrictions, you can enjoy Italy's scenic routes without unnecessary headaches. Skipping smaller towns. Italy's iconic cities like Rome, Florence, and Venice are undeniably enchanting, but focusing solely on these hotspots means missing out on the charm of smaller towns and villages. Places like Alberobello, Montepulciano, and Civita di Bagnoregio offer a more intimate glimpse into Italian life and often have fewer crowds. These hidden gems provide unique experiences you won't find in major cities. Wander through narrow cobblestone streets, sample locally produced wine, or attend a small-town festival that feels like stepping back in time. The slower pace of these locations allows you to connect with the culture on a deeper level. Reaching these towns can be part of the adventure. Rent a car or hop on a regional train to explore the countryside. The landscapes you'll encounter, rolling vineyards, olive groves, and hilltop villages, are just as stunning as the towns themselves. Each destination has its own story, history, and flavor, making it worth the extra effort to visit. Balancing your itinerary with both major cities and smaller towns ensures a well-rounded experience. It's in these off-the-beaten-path destinations that you'll often find the heart of Italy, away from the tourist crowds and brimming with authenticity. Rushing through museums. Italy's rich history and artistic heritage are on full display in its world-famous museums, but rushing through them can detract from the experience. Places like the Vatican museums or the Uffizi Gallery are massive, and trying to see everything in one visit is overwhelming. It's better to focus on a few key exhibits that interest you most, rather than aimlessly speeding through. Booking tickets in advance is essential for popular attractions. Long lines can eat into your day, and some museums, like the Vatican museums, even sell out during peak seasons. Reserving your spot online allows you to skip the queue and spend more time enjoying the art. Consider guided tours for an enriched experience. A knowledgeable guide can bring exhibits to life by sharing fascinating details and stories behind the masterpieces. Alternatively, audio guides offer flexibility and insights without needing to stick to a group. Take breaks when visiting large museums. Many have cafes where you can rest and recharge before continuing your exploration. Savoring the experience rather than rushing ensures you leave with meaningful memories rather than exhaustion. Not learning basic Italian phrases. English is widely understood in tourist areas, but knowing a few basic Italian phrases can transform your trip. Simple greetings like buongiorno for good morning or grazie for thank you show respect and effort, often earning you friendlier interactions. Italians appreciate visitors who try to speak their language no matter how basic the attempt. Words like per favore, please, and scusa, excuse me, are helpful for polite exchanges. In restaurants, knowing how to ask for the check with il conto, per favore, saves you the awkwardness of waiting too long. If you're looking for directions, dove, where is, can get you pointed in the right direction. Invest in a pocket phrasebook or download a language app before your trip. Practicing phrases like vorrei, I would like, for ordering food, or quanto costa, how much does it cost, for shopping can make everyday interactions smoother and more enjoyable. Even if your pronunciation isn't perfect, Italians will often respond kindly and help you out. Making an effort to learn the language adds an extra layer of connection to your travels, turning brief encounters into meaningful exchanges. And that's a wrap on avoiding the top tourist mistakes in Italy. With these tips, you're ready to travel smarter, savor every moment, and truly immerse yourself in the beauty of Italian culture. If you enjoyed this guide, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to Explore Edge. Don't forget to hit the bell icon so you're the first to catch our next video. Until then, keep wandering and discovering the wonders of the world.